to rest its case against George Zimmerman as early as this evening. This on a day that an expert witness testified, saying that Zimmerman's DNA was not found under Trayvon Martin's fingernails. And the prosecution painted Zimmerman as a police wannabe. News Channel 5's Alex Sanz is covering the trial for us. He's live from Sanford.
A fast-moving day, Jay, and what perhaps may be the end of this phase of the trial. Right now, inside the courthouse, something of a science lesson for the jury as we're hearing from an FDLE expert who's talking about DNA evidence and what the prosecution says may prove that George Zimmerman was the aggressor the night Trayvon Martin was shot and killed. This going on now for several hours since just after 2 o'clock, and it comes down to a couple of key things. This analyst saying that Trayvon Martin's DNA was not found on George Zimmerman's gun, but his was not found under Martin's fingernails either. The day began with somewhat of a victory for prosecutors this morning after the judge let the jury hear about Zimmerman's college coursework in criminal justice, his application to a Virginia police department, and his interest in being a police officer. The jury for much of the morning also hearing from a college professor that Zimmerman may have known more about the state defense laws than what he first said.
So I used an alternate light source, which is different.
When stuff hits the fan, you're judged by jurors, and your actions have to meet a reasonable standard objectively. So whether or not a reasonable person in your position would have felt the way you felt.
An encounter that doesn't appear to be deadly can turn deadly pretty quickly in your mind.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
If the prosecution does rest its case today, and there are some signs that may be up in the air, the defense will begin its on Friday. Attorneys have not said yet if George Zimmerman will take the stand.